What's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of JDM Cars for sale in South Africa. If this is the first time that you're watching one of my videos, my name is Nelson. I own a bunch of JDM cars that I work on myself, pretty horribly actually, but I try to do everything myself. And I do these sort of videos, these sit down videos every now and again. This particular one, we're going to be reviewing cars in South Africa that are being sold, JDM cars only, and a few Japanese cars. There is actually a subtle difference, just by the by. Diving right into it, we've got a Toyota Supra. No, it's not the JZA80 Mark IV that a lot of people refer to it as. So diving right into it, we've got a Toyota Supra. No, it's not the Mark IV, the JZA80. It is its slightly older brother. The last of the Mark III, 1989. It's got a 3-liter turbo. It's not 2JZ though, it's a 7M GTE. Still a powerhouse, still highly capable. Where's it sitting? It's sitting in Randburg, Gauteng. I dig this shape, I really do. It's you know, it's like, I was gonna say it's not very much outdated, but then you look in the interior. The interior is outdated. Look at this class, check the clock. It's actually pretty cool, I dig it. Damn, it's an auto. Anyway, 146,000 Rand for something that looks like it's been well kept, looked after. It even comes with a free mask. Digital dashboard. It's cool, I dig it. And if this motor ever pops, then you chuck in a 2J. And this would be the cool home for a 2J. And also a little bit of a sleeper. I mean, a lot of people see this car and they're like, ooh, old Supra or whatever. Even the 7M GTE is pretty potent. And that's the one, 3-liter turbo. So I'm going to give this car, really because I haven't seen a lot of these in a little while, I'm going to give this particular one a 6.5 out of 10. And then we've got this ad, 10,000 Rand. If you're looking for a cheap project car or a cheap track car, okay, this one's front wheel drive, but it is JDM and it's true JDM. This is a Toyota Celica ST182. It's got a either, I'm not too sure because there were two different variants, 3SGE or a 5SFE, which came out of a Camry. I think this one probably has the Camry engine. Okay, there's a picture of the engine. That is a 3SGE, not the Camry one. So it's not bad, it's not a bad buy, but it is front wheel drive. For the price, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have papers. There's a license disc thing here. I don't know, I highly doubt it. There's a piece of glass, which belongs here. At least you know you get the glass. Project car, front wheel drive, worth a mention, 5 out of 10. RX-7 FB, license up to date, it's a non-turbo, needs some TLC, good for its age, 5-speed manual. Okay, that's all that counts. It's got the manual gearbox, so the drivetrain's good. The interior looks neat. I don't know about this painted fascia, but everything else looks decent. Seats are, there's a little bit of wear and tear, but I mean, come on, you're buying a car this old, 1986, there's going to be some wear and tear on the car. This is actually really, really good for the age. This paint should just come off. You can see here, because like you're touching your handbrake a lot, you're not often touching the fascia on the car. You're touching this area a lot, the paint's come off. It comes with a free cream soda. And then here's your 13B NA. This is your 2nd gen one, so it's not great. And it's not very powerful either, especially when there's no turbo, so there's even less torque than what they, yeah. You know, that's the running joke out there. It's like, oh, where's the torque on the RX-7? Oh, that's cool. So that's got a little rotor as an oil cap. Look, again, project car, maybe get them down to, I don't know, but you guys know me, I'm a cheap ass. I go in, I lowball, so 50k would probably be my offer. To be honest, you could probably get about 60k for this car. I'll give us a 7 out of 10. I like the interior. Ooh, and then this thing's been making its rounds on TikTok. I saw this today actually, Japan Auto. The guys, or Japan Auto, I was gonna say the guys who supply engines, they are one of the biggest suppliers in South Africa when it comes to engines, and they do a lot of performance stuff, and You know, when I used to live in Johannesburg, I used to go to the Rock Raceway quite often, and Japan Auto, I must say, they were one of the only companies that were consistent when they came to giveaways. They were always there, they were always supporting, they were always sponsoring, they were doing giveaways in the middle of the shows, in the middle of the drifting shows, and some of the drag stuff, and they'd call out people and they'd say, sorry, not call out, but they would say, okay, we're gonna give away a 5,000 Rand voucher for whatever you want at Japan Auto. And a lot of respect for seeing something like that. And I still wish I was in Johannesburg, because I'd have access to companies like Japan Auto. So if you guys are watching this, I've got an R33 I'm busy building, and I was going to throw in my RB20 DET, but maybe that won't cut it. So hit me up, maybe we can do something. That being said, this car was on Japan Auto's TikTok. It is a beast. The first picture already gives it away. It's got a bloody 2J inside. A beast of a 2J. I'm pretty sure supplied by Japan Auto. I don't know what kit this is, but it's got a kit with a whole lot of these little rivet things. Is this a Rocket Bunny kit? I don't know. Doesn't actually say, but it's got a T66 Turbo Net6. That thing is massive. It's got a Supra R154 5-speed, so the gearbox is mad. New motor, blah blah blah, 550k negotiable. It's a lot of money. Wheels look pretty sick. Canards in the front. I dig this wing. I know a lot of the like 2017, maybe even earlier, like 2014 models came with these wings. It wasn't optional. Like that exhaust on the back. Oh, this car is an absolute beast. I love it. I love the styling. I love that it's undergone a massive heart transplant here and gotten rid of that stupid flippin' 2-liter Subaru engine. Well played on this one. I'm going to give you, for the absolute effort, and it's a decent ad. I mean, could have done with a little bit more info. I'm pretty sure there is a lot more stuff that's got in here that could have been listed, like what injectors, what fuel pump, blah 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 blah. You get the idea. What suspension. That being said, I got to give this ad a 9 out of 10. Great car, love it. And for all you Nissan fans, decent spec. It comes with an SR20 DET. Not a bad price, 70k. It really isn't a bad price. It's got OEM pistons, rings, cams. I'm not going to read through. You guys can pause and read through all this stuff. There is an aftermarket ECU Spitronics. There's a lot of good local support for Spitronics. I'm not a fan of it because it's not true JDM. You guys know me already well enough. I've got Apexi Power FCs in the car. And I mean, I wouldn't go for something stupid like a Grady E-Manage, because that's a piggyback ECU, but I'm trying to keep true to the real JDM stuff. And I understand if maybe you just don't have the support and the contacts that I do with regards to JDM and all that sort of stuff. So Spitronics, nothing against you guys, just yeah, that's it. But anyway, a lot of pictures on this ad. Paintwork, yeah, there was a wing on the car. It's got stock wheels. Ow. That's so common seeing this. Like, is that bad jack damage? What is it? I mean, the car does need a respray, and I think this was probably, yeah, probably had an issue there, like missing chunk, and it got repaired. A little bit of rust, surface rust that can come out. Hey, that looks like my R33 full of parts in the back. Okay. Oh, I get it. Comes with a rebuilt SR20 DET. Okay. Only surface rust. Okay, that's what I said. So 70k is like an owl, sis. That is. How do you fuck up something so bad like that? Like, were you holding your 3-month-old baby? No, wait. When do you get teeth? 9-month-old baby, and your baby was chewing on your door. I think my kid actually did get teeth around 4 months. I don't remember now. It's got a sunroof. At least the sunroof's not damaged. Here's the motor. It's got cams. Where's the spec? Cams replaced. Buddy Club cam gears. Cool. Right, I don't know, 70k, maybe get them down a little bit, but decent build. 7 out of 10. We've got high numbers coming in tonight. This car has been featured before already in the previous video, but I thought I'd bring this up. I'm not going to give it a rating. Thought I'd bring this up again quick because this is a full JDM import. We didn't get this particular spec. It does need a respray. It looks like it's losing some clear coat here and there, but it's a true JDM version of this Honda Prelude. It's a VTEC and it's a manual. And you don't often find a manual Prelude, or at least they're hard to come by. The only reason I'm bringing this up again, because it was in last week's video, is because it dropped by 4,500 rand. So it's 40,000 rand, 40,500 rand. There we go, got it. Too many 4s and 5s in that one. Maybe someone go step it up. You'll be one of the only few. Then we've got the Subaru that has now been sold. Okay, well, it's been sold. So I wonder if he swapped it for another car. He actually got money for it. Yeah, bug out Subaru, sold. We'll just move on to the next one. This has been on the channel twice already. I mentioned it when it was 490,000 rand, and I mentioned it when it was at 395,000 rand. It's a GTST, so it's got an RB25 DET, and it's got a really good kit on it. So it's got basically like a GTR cone on the front. It's got side skirts, it's got a GTR rear wing, and you know, what else can I say? The only reason that it's here is because the price has dropped. See, he dropped from 490 to 390, and now it is 330k. Okay, GTSTs are a lot cheaper compared to the, well, more powerful and all-wheel drive counterpart, the GTR. That being said, still a decent price, probably come down a little bit lower. I understand GTRs are about 600k, but if you look at the prices of GTSTs in Japan, yes, I know we can't bring these cars in, or GTSTs, we can only bring in GTRs as collector's items. You can only bring in a GTST as a returning resident or as a race car. But price, it's a bit high. Then we've got the Supra Celica, it's 1984. Also, I feel the price is quite high on this one, it's 48,000 rand, but it's got the same engine that we saw in that previous Celica, or Supra rather, 7M GTE, and then he's done quite a bit. It says that he's replaced all the beadings around the windows and stuff like that. The papers expired in 2010, so it's going to be quite a hefty fine, and they bang you monthly on that. It's missing quite a few parts, but I think it has potential, and if you can put it back together, it would be a decent buy. I don't think that price is right though. I think it should come down because of the condition that it's in and missing stuff. It should probably come down to like a 35, and that's just me being a cheap ass again. No offense to the owner. I gotta give this ad 6 out of 10. Then for your Honda boys, I don't do Hondas, you know this. This one is yellow, it's got a B20B, whatever that means. I believe this also came out in the Honda Del Sol, or some of them. It's negotiable, makes decent power. I'm just reading off here. No low ballers. It's yellow, did I say that? I think I did. It's got white wheels, silver wheels. T37s, I'm pretty sure they're knockoff ones. It's got a big spoon badge in the back. Sitting in Joburg, and it's 80,000 rand. You could probably get them down to about 5,000. I'm kidding, no offense. I just don't know anything about Hondas. 79,500 rand. I think it looks okay. Whatever. 5 out of 10. Be neutral here. And then we got this Subaru B4 right in my hood. This is Schlangerock's Drive. And yeah, I'm up and down here pretty often. And this is a B4 twin turbo. It's an automatic. I think they all came in automatic because this was like your legacy was your what do you call it? Like a luxury type thing. I don't think there were any manuals in the B4. I may be wrong here. I just, yeah, all the ones that I've seen either don't have paperwork or illegally registered like registered as Imprezas or registered as Legacy GXs that we did receive. Like all of them that I've seen, they know a guy who knows a guy who registered the car. Anyway, he won 65k negotiable. I don't know how it was registered. It says all paperwork in order. Possibly is. Not my deal, not my issue. I think it looks great. It's a boat of a car. It's big. It's bigger than the 33. But it's cool. I dig it. I like it. 65k, decent amount of money for what you get here. Negotiable as well, so probably get them down to 60k. 7 out of 10. And then I think this car already came up, but it is for sale. I think I actually did this in the JDM Cars for sale live stream. It's Toyota Sera. I just thought I would show this again in case anybody missed it, but these are very rare to see in South Africa. As far as I know, there are only a handful that are here that are actually registered on the road. I mean, it's not the prettiest of cars, but it is unique. These doors are standard. It actually does open like that standard. This car has got standard wheels. It's got the 3-spoke wheels in it. There's absolutely nothing done to this car. You even got the stock exhaust. The price, I don't know. I don't look at Seras in Japan, so I don't know comparative. Yeah, you know, I have seen ones in the past, and I'm talking years ago, I'm talking 5-6 years ago, where they were selling them for 35 to 45,000 rand. So I don't know if this is a bit excessive, but it is very much stock and it looks clean. Not giving it a rating, it has been in one of my videos. And then we got this Toyota 86, and it needs a new motor, and it has some front end damage, and fender's buggered, and it's probably taken a little bit of the door with it, but it looks repairable. Someone's stolen the wheel cap, what do you call that thing? The fuel flap, petrol flap. I think the exhausts are not standard, and I think that pool is very green and needs chlorine. Almost rhymed there. Very dusty, and apparently he had NOS in the car. That's why the motor ran a bearing. Yeah, 70k, I guess. Yeah, I guess, you know, it could work. Reasonably priced for a project car of this sort. License fees in order and paperwork, etc. So it's 70k, you maybe get them down to 65k, and you've got a new-ish project car, because generally when you get a project car, it's something old, like what I do. So this could be something interesting. I'll give us a 6 out of 10. The old faithful 280ZX. Not a lot in this ad, it just says it's a T-top and it's a collector's item. It's not a collector's item in terms of ITAC, so you can't import this car. Or actually you can import, you can apply for importation for vehicles from SAVA, the South African Vintage and Veteran Association of South Africa. They are, did I say South Africa twice? I think I did. They basically will give you permits, and they will work with ITAC to get you paperwork and importation rights to bring in vehicles that are older than 40 years. I believe this particular one is older than 40 years. 1981, what is that? 40 years this year. So you could likely import this. There still is that hell of a disgusting process to bring the vehicles in, but 40 years, that's it. That being said, when the GTR R32, I'm sorry, not GTR, when like a GTST or GTS R32, a 1989 model, that is 8 years from now, we can then start importing them. So we've basically got the 40-year rule, whereas America's got the 25-year rule, but we still have to ask for permission and get all that stuff in order, which kind of sucks. Anyway, as a project car, because this does look like it's, yeah, been chewed up by a couple of rats, it's got to be a 4 out of 10 for me. And then I saw this ad, I'm not even going to give it a rating, there's just one picture. He wants to swap for a Bucky, and I just saw that he's got a GCH here, and then he's got a Bug-Eye WRX. Just thought I'd bring that up. Then we've got this powerhouse of a Supra, allegedly 1200 horsepower. DM if you're interested. He's in Pietermaritzburg, he's got no wing on the back, and it does look like a beast. I mean, that roll cage is, it's like, if I had to build a roll cage, it'll look like shit. This looks amazing. That is a big blower. That is a neat engine. A lot of it's been wire tucked and just clean, just pure clean. You can see NP plates. It is registered. Guy's got a gazebo. So, you know, I don't know how much he wants for it, but it is for sale, 1200 horsepower. It's on drag radials, absolute killer. Good luck with the sale, don't know how much you want for it. That being said, I'll just give the ad a 6 out of 10. And then we have looked at this in that live stream. This is JDM Collective in Johannesburg. They've got a bunch of JDM cars for sale and Japanese cars like the R35 GTR, etc. But you can see there's 33s in the background. There's a Hawkeye STI, and then this beautiful 560,000 Rand R33 GTR with a relatively clean boot. It does come with a CD shuttle, which is amazing. Interior is relatively stock. It's got stock wheels in the car. Relatively stock. I think it is actually stock except for the gear knob, and then it's got Nismo clocks, so it's pretty close to being stock without that stuff. And there's the VIN number. That's dangerous, but yeah, okay, I don't know, is it dangerous? I wouldn't show mine. Originally listed on Auto Trader. I know it's been sitting for a while. They've been trying to sell for a little while. So good luck, guys, with the sale. Beautiful, beautiful car. 7 out of 10. Another 200 SX. This one's on the pricey side, especially since it's got a 1.8 litre, the CR18 DET, and it's got a T4 T3 turbo with some slightly bigger well, a lot bigger injectors. I think it came with 300 and something cc's. Now it's got 750s. It's got a 10-inch sub and an amp and a reverse camera. So that's pushed the price up to 140k. Damn. Horrific wheel. Have we seen this car? We've seen this car. That thing. And the fake gauges. My apologies for showing a car again. But, yeah, 140k or make an offer. I'm not even going to mention my offer. Right. Then, a buddy of mine, 1224 in Cape Town, he sent me a few things. So first of all, he sent me this. It's a 300ZX with a 1JZ in a turbo. It's got all the stuff in it: 4-button clutch, surge tanks, 2 fuel pumps. Price is negotiable. The guy wants 48,000 Rand. Here's the car. It looks like it's sitting, I'm pretty certain it's sitting at the Rock Raceway. So that car is one of the Rock Raceway cars. There's a 34 and it says Rock Racing. Yeah, I don't know what the story is, yeah, but it's a project car, and it's a low price for a project car that is relatively built already. You could probably just get in, throw on a bumper, button up a couple things, and needs attention to body and engine needs to be wide and pop. Okay, so you got a lot of work to do, but the price is good and it's negotiable. Then this one I have to mention, it is likely sold already. It's an R32 GTR silver, just like mine. Okay, mine's not blue, it's blue plastic dip. Mine's silver underneath. Okay, this particular one has the stock bumper. Okay, mine's got the N1 bumper, N1 rear, all that sort of stuff. So this one's stock, but it's got a big single turbo conversion, right? Big single turbo. It's got oil catch can, way better oil catch can than what I've got. Decent radiator setup, aluminium radiator. He's retained the viscous fan. He's got it's got a boost controller, and I think that boost controller is connected to the ECU, unlike mine. Mine's standalone. He's making 280 wheel kilowatts on 1.1 bar of pump fuel. Here's the thing, the price. He wants 415,000 Rand, which is by far the cheapest GTR I have ever seen. Well, not ever seen, but I have seen in the last 3 years. By far the cheapest. He actually mentions here, possibly the best price. No, dude, it is. He then dropped the price to 400,000 3 days later. Right? 400k. If you have to go and buy a probably worse spec than this, that's already got the twin turbos and things are like not running so lacquer, you're probably looking at about 560 to 580,000 rand. The cars that are still here, they haven't made it to market level prices with Japan, not yet. The cars that are in South Africa right now that are selling the JDM cars, they are cheaper than if you have to buy in Japan. And that is the truth. I've been looking, I look at auctions every single day, I know my prices. That being said, beautiful. If someone can jump on this, if it's not sold already, you grab yourself a GTR for 400k. I don't know what's wrong with it, if there's anything wrong with it. It looks like an urgent sale, maybe he's relocating, who knows. Try and grab it. Somebody try and grab this car. Beautiful. This is by far my favorite, and I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. And that is the end of the video. Lots of cars that we just went through, a lot of cool stuff on there. I'm happy to find any JDM cars, to be honest. Sometimes I log on and there's absolutely nothing. And then I'll log in a week later and I'll find like 10 vehicles, and I'm like, right, that's when I'm going to be filming. So, thank you for joining me on this ride. I'll be doing some R33 content again pretty soon. In the next 2-3 days, you guys will have another video. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.